If you're a man over 50 and you've noticed that things just aren't working the way they used to, what I'm about to share with you might be difficult to hear, but it could save what's left of your masculinity. The truth is, erectile dysfunction doesn't just happen overnight. It's the result of years of daily habits that slowly, silently destroy your ability to perform like a man. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 most devastating daily habits that are killing your erections, ranked from bad to absolutely catastrophic. These aren't obvious things like smoking or drinking too much. These are seemingly innocent daily routines that millions of men do without realizing they're castrating themselves one day at a time. By the end of this countdown, you'll discover the #1 daily habit that's probably destroying your manhood right now as we speak. And here's the tragic part. Most men don't realize the damage until it's almost too late. Let's start with number 7, and I promise you, each habit gets progressively worse.
Coming in at number 7, we have prolonged sitting, and if you think this sounds harmless, you're about to learn how wrong you are. When you sit for extended periods, you're literally suffocating your penis. The blood flow to your pelvic region becomes restricted, and over time, this creates a domino effect that destroys your erectile function. But here's the cruel irony. The modern world has trapped us in this position. You sit during your commute, you sit at your desk all day, you sit during lunch, you come home and sit on the couch to relax. Meanwhile, your manhood is slowly dying from lack of circulation. What's happening inside your body is that the blood vessels in your pelvic area are becoming weaker and less responsive. Your testosterone levels drop because physical inactivity signals to your body that you don't need to be sexually active anymore. It's like your body is giving up on your masculinity before you even realize what's happening. The most heartbreaking part is watching men who used to be vibrant and confident slowly lose that spark in their eyes. They start avoiding intimacy, making excuses, and their relationships begin to suffer, all because of something as simple as sitting too much. At number 6, we have a habit so common that most men don't even realize they're doing it: consuming sugar with every single meal. I'm not just talking about obvious sweets. I'm talking about the hidden sugars in your morning cereal, your lunchtime sandwich bread, your afternoon snack, your dinner sauce, and that evening treat you think you deserve. Here's what sugar does to your manhood. It systematically destroys your blood vessels from the inside out. Sugar causes inflammation throughout your circulatory system, and your penis relies entirely on healthy blood flow to function. It's like putting sugar in your car's gas tank and expecting it to run smoothly. But the devastation goes deeper. Sugar crashes your testosterone levels and increases estrogen production. Essentially, every time you eat sugar, you're chemically feminizing yourself. Your body starts storing fat around your belly, your energy plummets, and your sexual drive disappears. I've seen men who used to be passionate lovers become shadows of themselves, all because they couldn't control their sugar intake. The saddest part is that most men are addicted to sugar without even knowing it, and by the time they realize the connection, years of damage have already been done. Number 5 might surprise you, but it's destroying more marriages and relationships than most men realize. The habit of checking your phone in bed, scrolling through social media, reading emails, watching videos, is killing your ability to connect with your partner and, more importantly, destroying your body's natural sexual rhythms. The blue light from your phone suppresses melatonin production, which disrupts your sleep cycle. But here's what most men don't know. Quality sleep is when your body produces the majority of your testosterone. When you disrupt this process night after night, you're literally castrating yourself with technology. But the psychological damage is even worse. Your brain becomes addicted to the constant stimulation of digital content, making real intimacy feel boring and unstimulating by comparison. You're training your mind to need artificial excitement, and your partner can't compete with the endless novelty of the internet. I've counseled men whose marriages fell apart because they chose their phone over their wife night after night. They'd rather scroll through meaningless content than engage in the kind of intimate connection that keeps relationships alive. It's a modern tragedy that's happening in bedrooms across the country. At number 4, we have a habit that seems practical, but is actually destroying your sexual function from the inside. Holding your urine for hours at a time, whether you're in meetings, driving long distances, or just too busy to take a bathroom break, is putting enormous pressure on your prostate and weakening your pelvic floor muscles. Your prostate gland is intimately connected to your sexual function, When you consistently put pressure on it by holding urine, you're creating chronic inflammation that interferes with nerve signals and blood flow to your penis. Over time, this leads to a weakened response during arousal and difficulty maintaining erections. The pelvic floor muscles that control your bladder are the same muscles responsible for the strength and duration of your erections. When you chronically strain these muscles by holding urine, you're literally weakening your sexual foundation. It's like trying to build a house on a crumbling foundation. What breaks my heart is seeing successful, hardworking men who sacrifice their bathroom breaks for productivity, not realizing they're trading their masculinity for a few extra minutes of work. The irony is that their decreased sexual confidence eventually affects their performance in every area of life.
What breaks my heart is seeing successful, hardworking men who sacrifice their bathroom breaks for productivity, not realizing they're trading their masculinity for a few extra minutes of work. The irony is that their decreased sexual confidence eventually affects their performance in every area of life. Now, there's something crucial I need to share with you before we continue. While these habits are destroying your sexual function, there's a 3-minute evening routine that can actually reverse this damage and restore your natural masculine vitality. It's based on ancient practices that modern science has finally validated. This routine works by reactivating your body's natural testosterone production and restoring healthy blood flow where you need it most. I've put together a complete guide on this evening routine. You can find it in the description below. But first, let me show you the 3 most devastating habits that are probably destroying your manhood right now.
Moving into our top 3, we have a habit that's become so normalized in our society that most men don't even question it: regular consumption of explicit online content. This is where things get really tragic, because this habit doesn't just affect your physical function, it rewrites your brain in ways that make real intimacy almost impossible. When you regularly watch explicit content, your brain gets flooded with dopamine in unnatural amounts. Over time, your brain needs more and more stimulation to achieve the same response. Real intimacy with a real partner starts to feel boring and unstimulating by comparison. You've literally trained your brain to need artificial, extreme stimulation to function sexually. But the physical damage is just as devastating. The death grip and rapid stimulation associated with this habit desensitizes your physical response. Your body becomes so accustomed to one type of stimulation that normal, healthy intimacy can't provide enough sensation to maintain arousal. The psychological destruction is heartbreaking to witness. Men lose the ability to be present with their partners. They can't perform without mental images from what they've watched. Their partners feel rejected, inadequate, and confused about why intimacy has become so mechanical and disconnected. I've worked with men who had loving, beautiful wives, but couldn't perform because their brains had been hijacked by artificial stimulation. The shame, the secrecy, the lies. It destroys not just their sexual function, but their entire sense of masculine identity. Coming in at number 2, we have a habit that millions of men justify as relaxation, but is actually chemical castration in disguise: drinking alcohol every evening. Whether it's wine with dinner, beer after work, or a cocktail to unwind, daily alcohol consumption is systematically destroying your testosterone production and your ability to function as a sexual being. Alcohol directly suppresses testosterone production in your testicles while simultaneously increasing estrogen levels. It's like injecting yourself with feminizing hormones every single day. Your body starts to take on more feminine characteristics. You store fat around your belly and chest, your energy drops, your motivation disappears, and your sexual drive evaporates. But the vascular damage is even more devastating. Alcohol damages the delicate blood vessels throughout your body, including those crucial for erectile function. Over time, these vessels become less responsive, less elastic, and less capable of providing the blood flow necessary for strong, lasting erections. The tragic irony is that men often start drinking to cope with stress or performance anxiety, not realizing that the alcohol is making both problems infinitely worse. They're caught in a downward spiral, drinking to cope with their declining masculinity, while the drinking is the very thing that's destroying their masculinity. I've seen marriages destroyed by this habit. Men who used to be passionate, energetic partners become sluggish, disinterested, and sexually dysfunctional. Their wives feel rejected and unwanted, not knowing that alcohol has stolen their husband's ability to desire and perform. And here's our number one, the most devastating daily habit that's destroying the sexual function of millions of men, and it's something most people think is completely harmless. Eating your main meal after 8 p.m. is quite literally killing your testosterone production and destroying your ability to function sexually. Here's why this deserves the top spot. When you eat late, especially large meals, your body goes into digestion mode right when it should be preparing for the hormonal processes that happen during sleep. Your testosterone production, which peaks during deep sleep cycles, gets completely disrupted because your body is busy processing food instead of producing the hormones that make you a man. But it gets worse. Late eating causes your insulin levels to spike right before bed, which directly suppresses testosterone production for hours. Your growth hormone release, which is crucial for maintaining muscle mass and sexual function, also gets completely disrupted. You're essentially choosing food over masculinity every single night. The weight gain from late eating compounds the problem. Excess body fat, especially around your midsection, converts testosterone into estrogen. So not only are you producing less testosterone, but what little you do produce is being converted into the hormone that feminizes your body. What makes this habit so insidious is that the effects are gradual. Men don't notice their sexual function declining day by day. They just wake up one morning and realize they haven't felt truly masculine in months or years. By then, the damage feels irreversible, and their confidence is completely shattered. The most heartbreaking cases I've seen involve men who work late, eat dinner at 9 or 10 p.m., and then wonder why their marriages are falling apart. They're literally eating their manhood away, one late dinner at a time.
Now that you know these 7 devastating habits, you have a choice. You can continue down this path of slow, silent emasculation, or you can take action starting tonight. These habits didn't develop overnight, and reversing their effects won't happen immediately either. But every day you delay is another day of damage to your masculine vitality. The good news is that your body has an incredible capacity to heal and restore itself when you give it the right conditions. Stop sitting for hours. Stand up every 30 minutes. Cut the sugar from your meals. Put your phone away at bedtime. Don't hold your urine. Break free from artificial stimulation. Stop the daily alcohol, and eat your last meal at least 3 hours before bed. These changes won't just restore your sexual function. They'll give you back your confidence, your energy, and your sense of masculine pride. Your partner will notice the difference, and more importantly, you'll feel like a man again. Remember, that 3-minute evening routine I mentioned can accelerate this healing process significantly. It's designed to work synergistically with these habit changes to restore your natural masculine vitality. Check the description below for the complete guide. Which of these habits hit closest to home for you? The first step to reclaiming your manhood is honest self-reflection. Leave a comment below, and remember, it's never too late to restore what's been lost. Subscribe for more content that helps you reclaim your masculine vitality and live with the confidence you deserve.